welcomes you all, cordially welcomes you all to the 11th day evening session of Agriculture 4.0, a 15 days international online training come workshop program in the agriculture and allied topics, which is jointly organized by Shorts Kashmir, Just Agriculture in collaboration with Agro Environmental Education and Farmers Welfare Society, Punjab. On this 11th day of training program, I warmly welcome our esteemed chief speaker of today's first session, Ma'am Thomason Edfer and Dr. DPS Badwal sir, CEO of Just Agriculture magazine. So dear participants, as our eminent speaker of the first session has joined, so before inviting ma'am to deliver her eminent talk to the participants, and I would like to brief introduce about ma'am as we are going to listen her commendable lecture in the coming time. Ma'am Thomason is experienced extension agronomist with extensive work experience and a record of accomplishment across the agriculture sector in Africa. Ma'am is well versed in demand-driven research, precision agriculture, sustainable agriculture, and crop sciences, skills in research analysis and agriculture field management. She has a strong interest in the experience with agriculture innovations and technology. Ma'am holds a BSc in Agriculture Economics and Extension, MS in Agriculture Extension and Rural Development from the University of Ibadan, and other certificates in Integrated Pest Management and Pesticide Safety and Smart Farming. Ma'am goals is to improve the livelihood and productivity of smallholder farmers and small and medium-sized enterprises through use of agriculture technologies. Ma'am is also the managing director of Topak Agro Hub and Agriculture Development Organization into community and rural development, and her community development projects have been globally recognized by the United Nations, Johnson & Johnson, and named Everyday Young Hero by Youth Service America. Ma'am Thomason is a leader with demonstrated self-confidence in achieving results in challenging environments with a drive for professional distinction and excellence, always through smart work of commitments. So it was a brief introduction of our first speaker. Now I would like to invite you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am, please.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening from all over the world. It's 12:30 p.m. here. So it's nice to be here, and thanks to the organizers of this training for this opportunity to have a discussion with people from all over the world. So can I share my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, you can share it from your side.
All right, thank you. Come here, please. Kindly hold on. One minute. Come in.
When your screen was visible earlier, you just have to open your PowerPoint.
Okay, just 1 minute, please. Okay, I think I should send it to you because I don't know what is wrong with my PowerPoint. Let me quickly share.
Just do one thing, just minimize the screen and open your PowerPoint presentation, and then again open the Zoom tab. And then in the center of your screen, below side, you can see share screen option.
Okay, the issue now is my PowerPoint is not opening and it was opening a few minutes ago.
Just click on the share screen now. Just click on the share screen.
Okay.
Click it once.
Okay. Can you see? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. You just move your cursor on the PowerPoint on the bottom side, PPT
Bottom
is,
side. Hold on, please.
you just go to the file in the left top corner.
Okay. 1 minute,
Again,
sorry.
no issues, ma'am. You just send it to our technical team. We will share it from our side.
Okay, I'll share it right away.
You can just mail it.
Okay.
I'm sending the email ID in the chat box, ma'am. Please send it to that email ID.
Kindly check. I've sent it.
Just a second, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's received.
You can
We are
see?
sharing it from our
Okay.
side. Just a
Okay,
second.
thank you.
Yes, it's downloading. Share it.
Okay. So please yeah, thank you. So thank you once again. I'm very sorry for this minor issue. It was not, I don't know, it was opening before, but right now I don't know what the problem is. So I'll be talking on the topic agripreneurship and agricultural startups and how they're creating employment opportunities. Please, next slide. So these are the agenda I'll be talking on, introduction that covers a bit of agripreneurship and agri startups that speak to the topic, areas of entrepreneurship development in the agricultural value chain, which also serves as opportunities where people can actually venture into in the agricultural value chain. Then agricultural startups changing the narrative in the agribusiness sectors. Some few startups out of many startups changing narratives in the agribusiness sectors across different countries. And then challenges facing agricultural startups and the conclusion. Next slide. So, as we all know, agriculture in the olden days is is totally different from the agriculture we are practicing now. This is due to the advent of technologies that is improving the way of life of farmers, improving agricultural productivity, is improving the national economy. If you know, agriculture back then was using the forefathers back then, they were using outdated tools, information, and organic fertilizer. But due to the advent of technology and research and development, our culture has really improved. We use data, we use machineries that is improving agricultural production, is improving how we practice agriculture, is improving our way of life in general. So technically, like I said, technologies play a very important role in the cultural production, and it helps in changing and then improving the lives of people and farmers everywhere. So technical innovations such as machinery, we have so many machineries now. We have tractors, we have some implements, plow, cultivators, we have so many, we have conformer and so on and so forth. That back then, the farmers were using animals, just like the first slide, the first picture. They were using animals for all these agricultural, for plowing their lands and so on and so forth. But with this advent of technologies, now farmers can have access. They have access to technologies. They have access to machineries that is helping them do their cultural production faster in an easy way. So technical innovations are like machineries, irrigation, improved seed, agrochemicals, and much more have shaped the history of mankind. For instance, some farmers, even up to now, some rural farmers, some smallholder farmers still practice rain-fed agriculture. But with irrigation technologies, farmers can plant all year round. Back then also, farmers were using the seeds gotten from their previous harvest. But right now, farmers can now use hybrid seed, which improves their productivity and then helps them in getting a lot of yields from their farm. So also as chemicals, to agrochemicals, we have chemicals now that helps in improving improving our cultural production. Next slide, please. So now to agripreneurship. Agripreneurship refers to all businesses, or should I say businesses, that includes self-employed and also includes business that don't even have the intention of getting registered. And this agricultural agripreneurship helps in inducing productivity gains by smallholder farmers and then integrating them into local, national, and international markets. Someone that is an agripreneur they are helping farmers have gain access to both local and international markets. We have agripreneurs that go into the farms, buying agricultural produce from farmers and helping them to have access to both national and international markets. This agripreneurship plays a very important role in the growth and development of the national economy. It helps in eradicating unemployment and it helps in increasing income level of many people. Like I said, agripreneurship, as an agripreneur, you may decide not to register your business. And you may decide to register your business. So it involves all businesses, either for self-employed or for businesses that don't even have the intention of registering their business. Agripreneurship helps in reducing food costs, supply uncertainties, and improving the diet of rural and urban poor in the country. You know, this agripreneurship, an agripreneur helps in creating innovative ways by which we can we can have easy and fast access to food, especially when we have a problem of supply uncertainties. In a situation whereby there's a farmer in a rural area, and the farmer is having issue in sending the agricultural produce, like maybe there's a logistic problem to the farm, to the local markets. As an agripreneur that is into logistic business can easily find a solution in providing vehicles and so on and so forth to convey these products to the local market. Next slide, please. So back to startups. Startups also refers to as new businesses that have the intention of scaling up, have the intention of reaching larger audience, and they play crucial role in promoting innovations and innovation in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So through innovations, we have several startups that are changing and challenging the dominance of established corporates and other traditional actors. But they are also providing easier innovative solutions to several emerging problems. We have many startups, which I will still mention in my slides, that are changing the narrative, that are making this agricultural production, this sector, making it attractive to people to venture into, making it attractive for investors to come and invest. So all these startups provide innovative ways by which we can practice agriculture. The startup possess practical approach to identifying creative ways. All these startups, they create an innovative, they look for the approach, they look for a gap that they can fill, and then creating and helping people to solve their problems. These agri startups also, they are accelerating agricultural development by providing the needed boost, and they have the potential to lead the growth of agriculture towards the an innovative and sustainable path. Like I said, there are many agricultural startups that are open to improving how we are cultivating, how we are how we are doing agriculture. They provide solutions to the current gaps we are facing in the agricultural sector. For instance, we have some agricultural startups that are into ICTs, that are into mechanization. They help farmers in having access to easy and fast machines that is very important and needed for their farms. I will talk about that in my next slide. So we have many startups that are actually helping to boost the national economy. They're helping to eradicate unemployment. They're creating employment opportunities, and they are also improving the way of life of people in general. Next slide, please. So now there are different areas of entrepreneurship development in the agricultural value chain. So this is basically the value chain involved in agriculture. There are many other things that as an entrepreneur or as somebody who is willing to venture into agriculture can tap into. Tapping into agricultural sector, like looking for what to invest in, actually depends on we need to carve a niche. We need to have an area of interest. We cannot just be, we can have a startup that have to do with with the total value chain. But if as an agripreneur or somebody that is looking at venturing into agriculture, from the value chain, we can easily carve a niche from it, look for the gaps that we need to fill, and then start a business. So we have input supply. Even before this input supply, we have some people that like research, that doing a lot of research in terms of the inputs, and then making all this our input like seed to be to have, making us have a lot of yield, like high yield in our farming operation. So input supply for somebody that is willing to venture into agriculture, they can venture into development and provision of inputs. We have many inputs. We have seeds, agrochemicals. Someone can venture into sales and supply of all these inputs as well. We can be supplying agrochemicals. It's part of a business. It's an area of entrepreneurship development. We can also venture into resource maximization, because all these inputs that we are using, we can have a startup that is making sure all these inputs, we can maximize it, we can reduce the usage. So all these areas, we have, these are many more areas where somebody that is interested in venturing into agriculture can tap into. So from the input supply, we have the farm production, we have the food and provision of quality raw materials such as crops and animals. All of us cannot actually be a producer. We cannot all have farms, but we can look into the value chain and see the area where we fit into. I remember sometimes back where someone was asking me, do you have a farm? Do you do this? And I was just like, okay, not everybody can have a farm. If you are looking at venturing into agriculture, you can be an information service provider. You can be a consultant. Everybody cannot become a farmer, but all of us can be in the agricultural ecosystem. We can be solving one problem or the other. Yes, we are all agripreneurship. So under this farm production, we also have IoT for farmers. I'll still talk about that. this IoT helps. We can, with IoT, data collection has been made easy, precision crop control, and automated techniques. We have all these techniques that we can venture into, and they can make our way of farming to be improved, to improve our way of farming. So the next value chain, which is post-harvest handling, this one has a lot of things in there that people can do. We all can have a niche from it. First of all, the modern crop harvesting technologies. It's something, it's a business on its own that someone can venture into. Not everybody will have a processing plant. So all these farmers, they can produce, but they don't have how they can process it, how they can add value to it. So as an agripreneur or somebody that is looking at venturing into agriculture, we can be processing this produce, buy the produce from farmers, and then be processing it, adding value to it, and then selling it to the local or national or even international markets. This logistic business, it's even something that is very, very good, and even I'm interested in coaching technologies. There are some rural areas where the road, we have bad road network, especially in a country like mine in Nigeria. There are some rural areas where you cannot even have access to go in there. Like there is no, the road is very bad. You find it difficult to to go there. So with that kind of situation or problem, as an agripreneur or somebody willing to venture into agricultural production or in agriculture, we can venture into cold chain by these technologies, just helping farmers to preserve their products. For instance, if you have vegetables like tomato that cannot stay for a very long time, so this technology will help you preserve till you get to your final destination. This is a great business that all of us, not all of us, but we can venture into. But it has its own pros and cons though, because if there is no good road network, even the vehicle can get spoiled on the road. So commodity processing and preservation, we can go into commodity processing. We can be processing for people. We can go into storage production, where you help farmers store their produce, and by the end of, maybe at the end of the planting season, or when they want to sell out, then they can then come and take their agro commodities from your store. So this is actually a business too that someone or any one of us can venture into. Just like supply and quality management, we can be in the management of all these things. So this agricultural production, we can be in the supply chain where you buy from the farmer and then sell to the final consumer. And also marketing. We have many online platforms, and we still need more online platforms where people can actually buy and sell at the comfort of their homes. We can buy agricultural products online, and then farmers get paid. Farmers sell their products online, they get paid. Fintech is one of the technologies that is actually helping farmers. You know, most of these farmers, they don't, they earn their income in cash. Some of them don't even have access to bank account. They don't have bank account. But if there are fintech companies, which we have, and then we still need more, that can help farmers to be getting their product, to be getting their money after selling their products at the comfort of their homes, where they just get paid, that is linked to their accounts. It makes the life of farmers easier. So this is also a gap that can be filled. We can buy at wholesale, retail, and then distribute fresh and processed products. So the value chain is actually a long one that everybody can have our niche. We can all carve our niche from. We can go into trade and export of agricultural produce. You can be helping farmers to sell their produce. You can buy from them and then you export to another country. It's a business idea. And then retail and consumption, standard market information for prices of inputs and commodities. You can have a platform where farmers go to know the prices of agro commodity. For instance, there are times where the price of agro commodities are very, very high. And if care is not taken, if a farmer doesn't have the information, such farmer can sell at lower price and get it, and having loss from his own farm, not getting enough profits. But if there's a platform where farmers can get access to information at very, very fast, where farmer can know the prices of agro commodities from different, maybe from different countries, from different states, and they just get this information, and then it helps them to improve, to sell their produce at the price that is very, very good for them. So this value chain in general is what everybody can actually venture into, just to carve our niche out of it to solve a problem. We all can be a problem solver in one way or the other. And by being this, we all have entrepreneurs. So thank you. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have emerging technologies that are driving. No, please go back. Okay, so we have emerging technologies that are driving agricultural information. We have we have many technologies actually that are driving agricultural innovation, that are improving this agricultural sector, making it attractive. Some people will say making it look interesting and sexy, making agriculture sexy for people to venture into. So Internet of Things, which is shortened as IoT, in the convention, in the traditional way of farming, monitoring crop yields involves intensive labor, physical equipment, time, and effort. It requires all of this. With technology, we can use we have robotics. We have robots now that is helping farmers to harvest their product, that is helping them pick fruit. So all this way of farming, which involves stress, time, and effort, technology is helping to improve this. And IoT is one of it. In a situation where you have a large farm and you need people to help you check irrigation, to check if some places are good, some places need fertilizer, some places need nutrient. With IoT, it can give you give you information that a particular place needs so nutrients. In a situation where you have like 100 hectares of land and you need to spray herbicide, and in the traditional way, you have to deploy like 1,000 people to spray for you. But with technology such as drone, you can easily spray, and this saves time and effort. So an IoT device contains one or more sensors that collect data and provide accurate information via mobile application or other means in real time. Yes, all these devices this IoT device that contains sensors helps to send information very quickly. And we have many sensors that can help us to have information, that can give us information of everything on our farms, or almost everything on the farm. For instance, we have sensors that senses soil temperature, humidity, plant and livestock tracking. So we have many sensors. Even some machineries have sense. For instance, you can have one harvesting machine, and then this machine can be sorting, even while harvesting, can be sorting the good and the bad crop for you. So with this technology, it has really made agriculture very, very easy. So these sensors as well provide farmer with real-time information about their farm and livestock and the state of their crop, livestock, soil, and farm machines for decision making, and then to optimize production. So all these sensors helps in decision making, and it helps to optimize production. If you're able to get information at the tip of your finger, you'll be able to act fast. But in a situation whereby you have to be on the farm every day, but with this technology, with these sensors, you don't really even need to have a physical presence in your farm, because you get information. Next slide, please. So the next technology is mobile application. This is widely used now, especially for farmers in some rural areas. Farmers are being enlightened now on the use of mobile application. With mobile phone, farmers are getting information that has to do with weather forecasts, that have to do with pest infestation. Okay, for instance, if there is pest infestation in the farm, with mobile application, you can easily send message to hundreds or thousands of farmers within a minute, even within a second, and then they will get information on the outbreak, so they can start taking precautionary measures in their farms. So mobile application is also helping farmers to improve their way of farming. It encompasses solutions that leverage mobile infrastructure to meet farmers' information needs. It helps to provide information to farmers. It helps to give them fast, and then it helps farmers to react quickly to whatever is ongoing, that is out there, that is probably there's infestation. It helps farmers to react quickly because they have easy access to information. And as of 2018, there were 426 million unique mobile subscribers in sub-Saharan Africa. According to GSMA, the number is expected to increase to 625 million 2025. Farmers are actually seeing the need to get for this application, for this technology. They are embracing it. And this is improving their way of life, is improving our cultural production, is improving how we are getting our produce, is improving our yield, because you can even easily get information on how to carry out some operations on the farm. So this technology it has a high adoption rates, and farmers are actually getting to know more, to understand, and then to accept it as what they need, as one of their needs. And this is actually also a gap to fill if there is somebody that wants to go into mobile application. This is actually a very good one to do. So please, next slide. So yes, automated technology, I mentioned this earlier. This includes unmanned area vehicles, robots, and artificial intelligence that are used to perform agricultural processing, used to perform tasks accurately and with limited involvement of humans. With robots, you can harvest your crops, you can use it in the farm, in the greenhouse. And this is helping to limit the involvement of humans. And some developing countries, or in some developed countries that are having problems with shortage of labor, instead of inviting more immigrants, these technologies are being used. They are being used in various farms now. Instead of getting to looking for labors, having problem with labors, they're using all these technologies now. So this automated technology, is actually a very good one. And people are starting to adopt this technology. So agricultural robots assist farmers in fruit picking, harvesting, planting, transplanting, spraying, and so on and so forth. These are what agricultural robots can do. And farmers are relying on robots to automate repetitive tasks in their field. Farmers are relying on robots to carry out tasks in their field. Instead of looking for humans, you're looking for labor, which could even be more expensive to get, and it is time consuming. With agricultural robots, with drones, with drone technology, you can carry out tasks very fast and with limited effort and time. Next slide, please. So yeah, precision agriculture. This basically is just like farming management that is based on observing, measuring, and responding to field variability of crops. Precision agriculture is one of the technologies that people are embracing now, because it helps to use the exact amount of inputs such as water, pesticide, agrochemicals, and this enhances the yield and productivity. So this precision agriculture as well use eco-friendly method and inputs which have zero or minimal negative impact on the environment. In a situation whereby you have, like I mentioned earlier, where you have a lot of farms to a lot of acreage to spray herbicide, for instance, with drone technology, you can spray without a lot of people that were being deployed if it was the traditional way of farming. So these these drones are helping farmers to do their agricultural production in a very easy way, and then helping them to save time, save energy, and save costs. Next slide, please. Also, can you hear me? I don't know if anybody's hearing. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible and visible. Please continue.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So now back to a cultural biotechnology, which is also an emerging technology. This has been in use for some time now. We have animal biotechnology and then we have plant biotechnology. This technology involves the, please go back to biotechnology. Can you go back to biotechnology, please? Biotechnology, please. Okay, thank you. So leveraging agricultural biotechnology methods helps to provide solutions such as biopesticide, bioherbicide, biofertilizers, and bioplastics for food. These bioplastics are what can be gotten from biomass. So with biotechnology, we can improve crops and then we can improve our animals. So to controlled environment agriculture, which is shortened as CEA, you can grow your crops all year round. In a situation, in this time that climate is changing, you cannot do open field farming all year round. But with CEA, with controlled environment agriculture, which has to do with hydroponics, aquaponics, and so on and so forth, you can practice agriculture all year round. Like I said, some farmers are rain fed. Some farmers can only do dry season farming just because of maybe climate change and so on and so forth. But with controlled environment agriculture, you can do your crops all year round, and you can even plant in desert cities and other unfavorable conditions that could pose significant challenges. In controlled environment agriculture, plants are subjected to controlled portion of light, temperature, humidity, and nutrients. You can monitor the environment, you can control the temperature, you can control the humidity, and this helps you to improve your agricultural produce. You can have a place where, for instance, you can have a germination room even before taking your product to greenhouse. You can have a germination room where you monitor your plants, you monitor them closely before taking it to greenhouse. So plants are subjected to controlled proportion of light, temperature, humidity, and nutrients. In this technology, you can plant all year round. You can even reduce pest and disease infestation. You can increase your yield. You can establish sustainable farming practices. So these are what CEA offers. You can plant all year round. You can monitor your produce. You can monitor it closely. You can even reduce pest and disease infestation. You can even monitor and measure the nutrient or the yes, let me say nutrient that you're giving the plant. You can monitor it closely with controlled environment agriculture. And then you can get higher, even increased yield. In hydroponics, you can get increased yield. You don't even need to have a farm in an open, you don't need to have a very large area of land for farming. With hydroponics, you can even get a produce. You can plant what you think you can do in a 1 acre of land in a greenhouse that is making use of hydroponic system. Next slide, please. So connectivity technology. Smart farming is not possible without connectivity technologies. In some rural areas, some rural areas don't even have 3G, talk less of 5G. And to be able to practice to go into smart farming, which involves high technology, you need 5G, you need internet connection, you need internet connection, rural broadband, or satellite-enabled communication. We need a high level of connectivity, and then 5G facilitate adoption of IoT devices, robots, and sensors, and enables them to communicate at high speed. With 5G network, You can communicate at high speed. Your sensors can send you information at a very high speed, within a second. You can get your information, and this enables farmers to monitor the data more accurately in real time and to take required information. When you have a very high speed network, you can easily monitor monitor the data. You can easily how do I put it? You can easily take required actions immediately because you have access to information very quick and as fast as possible. In some rural areas, they don't have access to high technology. They don't have access to 5G, even 2G. They don't have access to it. But to be able to use smart farming, there's a need for high connectivity technology, just like 5G, rural broadband, and satellite. Next slide. So now we have some startups that are revolutionizing agriculture. These are just a few. We have Elu Tractor. This startup is, I actually like this startup so much because it's like Uber for tractor, where a farmer can just order for tractor online, make payments, and then the machine or the machinery is deployed to the farmer's farm to carry out operation. So Elu Tractor provides timely and affordable mechanization services to farmers wherever they need it. So this is just like to order for tractor online, make your payments, request for the service, and you get access to these machineries. Some farmers are lamenting because they don't have access to machineries. They don't have access to tractors to come and work on their farm. They don't have access to all these implements to come and work on their farm. But with this Elo Tractor, they're making machinery affordable and easily accessible to farmers in Africa. We have integrated area precision. This is a startup that empowers farmers with drone technology. And drone technology is one of the emerging technologies that is very interesting, making farm operation easier to do. So this startup is empowering farmers with drone technology. We have cropping, which accelerates progress in the agricultural ecosystem every day with cloud for agriculture. This is laudable. So we have many other startups like that, like Cattle Food, which is involved in agricultural value added, which is an agricultural value added company, leveraging technology to scale up the production of food product. This company, this Cattle Food, they're involved in even all the value chain. They're involved in input supply, processing, marketing, distribution. So these are some of the startups that are revolutionizing agriculture, that they are making agriculture even look more attractive and sexy for people, sexy in our word, yes, to venture into. We have Apex. This company delivers impressive wins in trading. Yes, you can trade on their platform, financing and marketing system development for Africa commodities market. So on the platform, you can carry out trading of agricultural commodity. We have Youth App. This is a company that uses AI to empower farmers and agricultural corporates to make better decisions and have traceability in their supply chain. These are startups that improving the way agriculture is being done. That is revolutionized. There are startups that are making lives better, making agriculture, way of practicing agriculture better. We have Soilless Farm Lab. This farm lab is a technology enabler for agriculture. You would see that almost all the value chain now, there's a bit of technology. In fact, technology is taking over. So for a startup, you can create employment opportunity through technology. Just looking at the value chain, look for a way where technology can come in. We have some startups already. You can still fill some gaps. Everybody can fill one gap or the other. We may not always, all of us may not have farm, but we can have, we can solve a problem, have a niche from it, like solve a problem, look for a niche where we can venture into, and then we make agriculture better. So next slide, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Next slide, please.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have key challenge. Okay.
Ma'am, actually our next speaker has already joined. So please try to conclude in 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
please.
So, okay, thank you. So we have key challenges faced by cultural status. We have non-localized technology. Some technologies are not localized to suit farmers' need. So, and some technologies have long gestation period. We some technologies are very cannot mature easily and preventing investors to venture into the business. Some technology is not affordable and acceptable. So we need to make technology affordable and acceptable to farmers and to end users. Finance is one of the problems that agricultural startups are facing. And then with lack of finance, we cannot scale up to reach larger audience. We have climate change. Climate change is, let me say, the capital of all. Without practicing maybe climate smart agriculture, will always be affected by this climate change. Government policies, this affects fintech companies, affect a lot of things, affect chemical companies in a situation whereby they are banning some agricultural products like maybe fertilizer and so on and so forth. So the irregularities of government policies affect agricultural startup. So please let me, the next slide, let me just round up in a minute. So this is a startup founded by me, established in 2019. Basically, we are identifying areas of information in, and then we are providing this information to relevant stakeholders in the agricultural industry. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second.
Next slide. So these are our objectives, and yeah, objectives and services, please. So let me just conclude. I'm going to share this slide. It is clear that there is a great scope for entrepreneurship in agriculture, and this potential can be tapped only by effective management of our cultural element. We have some basic elements. We have soil, seed, water, and market needs. Our cultural sector has a large potential to contribute to the national income, while at the same time providing direct employment, reducing unemployment, and then increasing income to the larger and vulnerable section of the society. And lastly, agripreneurship is not only an opportunity, but also a necessity for improving the production and profitability of agricultural sector. Thank you. I'll be stopping here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really a short and wonderful presentation from your side. And definitely our participants are highly enlightened by your presentation and your vast experience, ma'am. Thanks for coming and joining the online platform of Just Agriculture. Now moving ahead for the second session, I would like to invite our second host of the second session, Dr. Utkarsha, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, moving towards the next session. I, Dr. Utkarsha Gaware, warmly welcomes you all. Our next speaker is Mr. Devendra Kumar. I warmly welcome Mr. Devendra Kumar, and before inviting him for his session, I would like to give a brief introduction of him. Mr. Devendra is an IIM Ahmedabad alumni with a 25 years of work experience in FMCG and retail industries in India, the Middle East and Africa. He had worked in Indian and multinational companies like HUL, Parle Foods, Heritage, Walmart and Spar International. Currently, our speaker is the Chief Operating Officer at FMCG. Now, without wasting much of our time, I would like to call Mr. Devendra to deliver his talk. Please, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Right. So shall I share the screen and the presentation? Yes. Am I host now? Can I do that? Yes.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. Is screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, great. So thank you
You
very
can,
much.
sorry, sir, you can just put it in slideshow mode so
Yeah,
that it will be a
yeah,
full
yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Really appreciate your time. You've been following up with me since some time. And thank you very much for the opportunity to share few thoughts. So I think last few days, you people are going through various points, various topics on agriculture, various topics on entrepreneurship. I just thought myself and Utkarsha, we discussed and we thought, let's do something different, which is also a integral part of entire chain, supply chain or entire value chain. So then I also said you need to understand the other side of the business or the consumer side of the business. So we thought we'll bring the consumer element to this and retail element to this. So then we said we'll take you through a different function altogether, different industry, which is also related to agri. So then we said we'll do retailing and understand the retail, understand the consumer, and understand various formats of retail and what could be the opportunities for students as well as entrepreneurs. So without taking further, I will quickly take through these. The topics we'll cover today may not be in detail. Some of them I will do in detail, which will be relevant to you. Some of them I will try to do faster. So actually, before getting into retail, I just wanted to take you through what are the channels of distribution. So if all of you know, a goods are produced in a factory, goes to a warehouse, and then goes to distribution, and then to retail, that is offline, and customers. And Utkarsha, can I take questions in between, or shall I do the questions in the last?
You can take it either way, sir, as per your convenience. No issues.
Somebody was raising hands, that's why I'm asking.
So you can go with your slideshow first, then we can take the question answer session.
Yeah. That would be better so that people we can do it together. So
yes,
if you look at the same channel of distribution, and if you can apply this to agriculture, so factory replaced with farm, it's an agriculture farm. So goods are produced, or products are fresh produce are produced and grown by farmers in agriculture farm, and they move to a central warehouse, and then it goes to mandis, and it goes to wholesale, and it goes to retail. Finally, ends up in customer plate or customer fridge or customer cooking pot. So that's how the channel of distribution goes in. So in the critical part is last two, the retail and customer. So retail is the one where you will finally have a customer comes and shops. So what is retail? Everybody talks about online, offline. Today we'll spend little time on retail and various functions of retail. Retail normally is a process, a distribution process in which all the activities which are involving in selling the merchandise directly to the final consumer. So I feel in every other channel, direct final consumer is not involved. Only in the retail, the final consumer is involved. So it is also called as customer or consumer facing industry. So in wholesale, it is the retailer which goes and shops. It is in the distributor, the retailer will go and shop. But in the retailing, it is about customer or consumer who goes and shops directly for their own consumption or for their family consumption. So any activity, the final distribution process which involves directly selling the merchandise to consumer is called retailing. In French, it is also called, this word is called retailer, which means cutting off the entire pieces into, or cutting the pieces into bulk, from the bulk to small, or breaking the bulk. So for example, you have a big carton, and then we don't sell cartons in the retailing, we sell individual pieces, individual units. So that is also called retailing. So same thing which talks about various definitions. So now there are two different retailing. You people, everybody would have gone through this. One is modern retail, other one is traditional retail. Modern retail is which is now evolved last 10-15 years. You see a surge of modern retail, which is supermarkets, discount stores, hypermarkets, department stores, specialty stores, convenience stores, and warehouse. They are also are called as organized retailers. So modern retailing and organized retail is also same. It is normally run by big corporate companies or a medium-sized business houses. Traditional retailing, which is you would have seen from so many years, which is family-owned, family-operated small kirana shops or street corner shops or mandis or wholesale shops. These are all traditional retailers. What are the various types of retailing? So one, quickly I will take you through this. We have supermarkets. Supermarkets normally are small in size, 2,000 to 2,500 to maximum 4,000 square feet in size, where fruits and vegetables are part of the offerings and grocery is part of offerings, and a small size of FMCG food and non-food products, which are part of supermarkets. And then hypermarkets are above 40,000, above 50,000 square foot. Some countries where I work, it is also crossing 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh square foot of hypermarkets. And we have departmental stores, which is like Shopper Stop, Lifestyle. These are all called as departmental store, where offerings are completely lifestyle, fashion products, and little electronic products, apparels. All of that is part of departmental store. You know, apparel stores which sells the fashion, clothing, and all of that stuff. And then discount stores now, which offer discount, which offer pricing. So DMart is one of the big concept of the discount store. And there are, in international markets, there are wholesale clubs. Like even in India, we have Metro Cash and Carry, Walmart Cash and Carry, and now Reliance also started wholesale clubs. And last one, very important now, which is e-commerce, which is retailers, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Big Basket. So many of them have come into. So these are various types of retail outlets which are present in the market now. Just to give you industry perspective of the size of retail industry and how big is retail industry, how it is doing, what is the growth. So it gives you a bigger scope, bigger understanding of retailing industry. The retailing industry is now, Indian retail industry is ranked number 4 in the world in terms of size, and it accounts for 10% of the overall GDP. So to give you a number, it is 65.5 trillion rupees, that is 65.5 lakh crores, which will also reach to 96.43 lakh crores by 2024, which is growing by 10% at a CAGR. And total of 88% of the people in this are in unorganized sector, and 9% of the people are employed in organized sector. And total size of, if you see the total size, the entire share of unorganized, that is, which I told you, traditional retailing, 88% of the traditional retail is where the business is, and only 9% is there in the organized retail, which is supermarkets, hypermarkets, and other formats. And now e-commerce becoming big, and 3% is there. So only 12% is there in the organized retail and in e-commerce. So the size of the market is so big now. So slowly the organized retail is taking the market share. And in retail sector, total of Indian, if you look at total of Indian employable people working, 9% of the people are working in are employed in retail sector. So that is also very critical number, very sizable number, which is growing. So if you look at this slide, the size of the market is big, and the scope for organized retail and e-commerce is huge, because it's just only 12% now. Internationally, so this slide gives you how the growth, and by 2024, how this retail industry will grow from 65.5 trillions to 96.43 trillion. How is it globally looking? Globally, it is 2,156 lakh crore, and it is growing by 5%, whereas India is growing by 10%. But the share which I told you, organized retail versus unorganized retail in India is around 12% only. But whereas in the developed countries, organized retail is at 70%. And in Middle East and African market, it is 40% organized retail and 60% unorganized retail. And Africa would be around 10%, which I was working in Africa and Middle East before. So India is also catching up in terms of organized retail market share. So here I'm also talking about who are the world top 10 global retailers. So Walmart is the #1 retailer across the world. It is a US company. Close to $500 billion it does, and it employs 2.3 million people across 11,700 hypermarkets in few countries. So second is Costco, similar to Walmart, Kroger, Amazon. So even in total retail, Amazon has taken and is leading now in terms of retail. So it is in the top 4, top 5 now. And the 5th one is Lidl. It's a discount store which is doing around $111 billion. And continuing there, Walgreens, only one, which is pharmaceutical chain, which is doing very well. It's again US market, US thing. And Aldi, Tesco, Carrefour. Carrefour is a French retailer who was there in India. Tesco is also doing good, which is now in India under the partnership with Tata's. So the Indian name is called Star Bazaar. So in India, who are the top 10? Reliance Retail is now really taken up big time. Now they are close to 2 lakh crores turnover annually. So they are present in multi formats. They are present in food, electronics, footwear, fashion, apparels, gold, jewelry, hypermarkets, supermarkets, e-commerce. So they are really taking up the market, and then the share is and they are #1 by far when compared to any other competition. Second, I would say D-Mart, which is discount hypermarket. The focus is more on offering good value, a good customer, good discounts and good promotions to customer. Then you have Aditya Birla, Shoppers Stop, Trent, which I told you, Tata and Tesco hypermarket combination, V-Mart, Infinity Retailer, and more supermarkets. And e-commerce in India, you have, I think all of your students and you would have got exposed to e-commerce and retailers, Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, Snapdeal, Myntra, these are all big time e-commerce retailers. So I've covered about what is retail, what are the various retail formats, and what are the different big companies across the world, across India. Now I'll take you what is retail inside of the retail, what are the various functions, how these functions work, so that you understand the entire thing. Before this slide, I would like, because you're all from the agriculture, I want this slide to be seen and understood. So if we sell so many crores, 95 lakh crore turnover annually, food and grocery contributes 65% of the entire market size. So the primary basic needs to food and to grocery, or if you look at the agriculture produce, is close to 65%. So this gives you the big nature or the humongous opportunity in this market. So being an entrepreneur, there is an opportunity to service to supermarkets. Being an entrepreneur, there's an opportunity to service to retailer like Big Basket, Amazon Fresh. So there are so many e-commerce companies which are coming up big time. So if you know how to market your product, how to see that the value chain or the cold chain is properly serviced, and from the harvest to the customer, or from the harvest to the wholesale, or from the harvest to the retail shop, if you can maintain well, if you can present yourself well, opportunities are very, very big. All other categories are very small, around 10%. Footwear and apparels around 10%. Consumer durables are 9%. Jewelries and accessories are 7%. Furniture is also at 9%. So the biggest category is food and grocery, which is the primary basic need of an Indian consumer. So I want you to get focused here. So if you look at any retailing company, a typical retailing company, what are various functions which has in a retail company? So we need a good buying and merchandising function. So good buying and merchandising function means the buyers will need to buy the right product at the right time in the right size and the right quantity. So they should know if you have a supermarket or if you have a exclusive fruit and vegetable store, when you open up a store, you should understand who are your customer, what are their needs, whether they require high quality, high end fruits and vegetables, they need a value product. So first is to understand what are your customer needs living in the catchment, living in the area of operation. Then you decide your assortment, decide your products, what to be bought, and try to buy the products. And then merchandising means how to display these products. So even in fruit and vegetables, we have color blocking methodology. We have various display technologies to use to see that they are displayed properly, they are safeguarded properly, temperature is maintained properly. You also moist them on the right time. So doing the mixture and displaying them properly with the various color combination. So this particular function, which is really dedicated into buying and merchandising of the organization, which is very, very important core function of retail. Second one is operations. Basically, operations means this is store operations, right from opening the store to running the business, inviting the customer, helping the customer to buy what they want, and doing the billing, maintaining the in-store ambience. All of this is store operations. This is the customer facing function. So people who work here have to be trained in customer service, product knowledge, so that you face the customer well, you talk to the customer well, satisfy their needs, see that they're serviced properly, and they go with a proper satisfaction and proper goods what they want. So these two are core functions in retail, which is buying function and selling function, which is operations. Then other important function is supply chain. So as I told you, as a distribution channel, right from the buyer or the supplier to our warehouse. So goods have to travel from the warehouse of a supplier to warehouse of our retail company. From a retail company warehouse, we call distribution center. From distribution center, they have to go to individual stores. So for example, in a city like Bangalore, we have a central warehouse in Hebbal. So from Hebbal, if you have 10 stores inside the city, so this particular distribution center distributes all the products to these particular 10 stores at a frequency. So a supply chain function manages receiving the goods from the suppliers and distributing the goods to our stores. So end-to-end managing of receiving, warehousing, and supplying is part of supply chain process. Now technology has really gone up big time on managing these supply chain warehouses. There are various warehouse management systems, processes, WMS it's called, which will help in managing the entire supply chain process. And other core functions are back office functions, which are finance. You understand? So planning the funds, bookkeeping, accounts management, records management, and MIS, reports preparation. All of this comes under finance. Very, very critical function, which will be telling us the financial health of the business and controlling the business in terms of budgeting and expenses. Human resource function, very critical function, because retail is about people, because it's all managed with number of people. It's a people oriented, people controlled, and people facing business. So HR plays a critical role in recruitment, selection, training and development, employee engagement. See that all the people who are recruited, they are taken care well, they're paid on time, they've been motivated, they've been trained and developed. So this is a critical function. So HR function plays a critical role. And now IT function, information technology, is really gaining huge prominence. In every function, this particular function has a role to play, right from buying and merchandising to have a good demand forecasting modules, and to distribution modules in supply chain, in operations having a good software in terms of POS, point of sale, also in terms of customer relationship management, all of this, and finance for creating an MIS, having a finance tool. So for all of this, we need to have a good information technology function. Many of them has ERPs. Now beyond ERPs, they have multiple other applications which are coming, which is really taking market into and helping the company in decision making, in cost control, in effective management of business. And very important and critical function is marketing. So marketing is about communicating what we offer and telling our target customer what do we offer and how do we offer and where do we offer, and inviting them to come to our stores and to satisfy their needs with satisfaction. So we create various communication panels, we create various work with various communication channels, and create promotions, create reasons for customer to shop with us. Also at the same time understand whether we are servicing our customer well. So having a good CRM, customer relationship management practices, taking the feedback from customer is also part of marketing. So retail overall is about all of these functions, and which is put into an organization structure like this. So you have a company board, which is normally under them we have a chief executive officer, and under chief executive officer, that is CEO, we have various heads of functions, which is buying and merchandising, which I told you, supply chain, operations, marketing, finance, HR, IT. Under them, there will be regional managers or store managers, and then you have the final one. So this is how a retail typical organization structure is designed and implemented, which I've seen in India as well as in Middle East and European countries where I worked. So as I told you, the opportunities, if you talk about opportunities for agri-business management students or even entrepreneurs who want to enter the industry. So let's talk about agri-business management students, or students who are part of business management or agri-business management. People can work in these functions. So buying functions, store operations function, quality control, marketing, in-store merchandising, e-commerce procurement, and analysts. As an analyst, we also can work. So these are the opportunities for the students who wants to enter retail. For entrepreneurs or agri entrepreneurs, there is a whole lot of opportunities. As I said, food and grocery is growing, organized retail is growing. If you have a plan, if you have a crop plan, I will tell you a small example which I've countered many times when I went to Italy and France. So when I attend the shows, in these agri shows or organic shows or food shows across the world, I was really happy and emulated. Also, I also felt that India should also do this. India is doing now, but over there, a farmer comes like a business professionals, presents his products to the community, to the buyers, and makes deals. I want all of you as agri students work with the farming community, create small entrepreneur circles, create a forum which can support and market the products nationally, domestically, and internationally. So the opportunity is not only India, opportunity is world over. So India, exports big time across the world, to Middle East, to Europe, to Africa, to North America, and US countries. So Indian products, if you market well in terms of product knowledge, in terms of product attributes, in terms of values of the product, and in terms of nutrient values of the product, and seeing that they are properly packed and properly presented, world is on your plate. World has amazing opportunities to offer. So all for entrepreneurs and the agri students, there is amazing an opportunity in retail which can offer, which is a consumer facing industry which I'm working. So these are the skills required to be in these fields. So what I've done for buying function, what are the various skills needed, and for operations functions and merchandising function, what are various skills required. In quality control, what are the various skills required. You can go through, I can do in detail. And marketing, and that's how the industry can offer. So I now stop here, and then we can have some question and answer session.
Yes, sir. We have enabled the chat box. So participants, those who have any questions can drop the message or can raise hands for an interactive session.
Initially, there was a hand raised before.
Yes, sir. I'll just see now.
Please see. Asik Iqbal.
Asik Iqbal.
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, actually, I have a query regarding this retail and wholesale
Yes, please.
marketing.
Ashik, what do you do, Ashik? You are a student?
Myself, Asik, and I am from this fisheries background.
Fisheries background. Oh, great.
Yes, yes. I have
Which
completed
university?
my PhD, actually.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
And now I have employed in state government,
Wow.
fishery extension officer.
Excellent. Good to know.
Also,
I've just joined a shrimp export company as CEO. Last week I've joined, so I've not updated Utkarsha. I've joined back in India now. I'm in India, based in Chennai. So I'm also in the similar industry like Ashik. Go ahead,
okay,
Ashik.
sir.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir. So apart from this fisheries, no, I have a small query regarding this retailing and wholesaler in Indian market. So just one question, like if we have already seen that in Indian market there is only the monopoly of this Adani and Ambani and these things, no. So if we see that the small retail market have destroyed because of their monopoly. So how why this is happening? So I am just asking this thing.
Okay. If you have seen my initial slides, Asik, and I've told you the share of organized retail and unorganized retail. Even if Adani is still not enter retail, but if you look at Reliance Mukesh's business, so overall business size of organized retail, all these supermarkets, hypermarkets, is still at 8-9% only, less than 10% or less than 12%, including e-commerce. So still the market is with the unorganized retail, close to 85-90%. So the size of organized retail, or the contribution or dominance of organized retail, is still less than 10% or around 10%. So the opportunity is still there for unorganized retail. But as I said, they will take the market. But even as a smaller retailer, smaller entrepreneur, you can also add value. Even in fisheries where you work, you can add value in terms of seeing your retailer is the final destination. But as a producer, there is so much you can offer to retail. Leaving this monopoly or top player, there are so many other opportunities for us to play. Instead of criticizing them that they are monopoly, let us look at how can we support small time fishers or small time agri farmers who are producing fish. So create a channel for them, go and meet the retail stores or go and meet the small export markets, understand the needs, and then produce accordingly, produce with value. Definitely we will succeed. Hope I've answered this. Anyone else?
Mm. Yes, sir. Sir, there's a question from Sanjay.
Okay.
He's asking, there are many challenges with regarding agri-produce retailing. Any specific solution for it?
Good question. Actually, if Utkarsha, in future, a chance given, I would like to work with few students on creating a paper on infrastructure required for overcoming these challenges. Yes, good question. Actually, this is really facing Indian market, but a lot of people are working on this. So major challenges from getting the product which is produced in a farm to a customer in the right shape without getting damaged. Some numbers tell us close to 25% is getting damaged or which is getting dumped. So if you produce 100 tons, 25 tons are going into the drainage or as used, thrown as dump. So if you can create the right infrastructure, cold chain at various levels, and look at road structure, look at warehousing centers, look at chiller centers, look at collection centers, and then look at technology to support in terms of saving the product, saving the produce. So this will definitely help. These are the challenges now still facing by Indian farmer or Indian consumer to get the fresh product on to the final consumer. So if you can correct this channel, the distribution channel, with technology and infrastructure and investment, definitely there will be the wastage will come down and the price will go up, and the returns for the farmer or returns for the retailer will be much better, because it is going to waste, including any industry, even fishing industry or in the meat industry. The dump contributes a big part of business because of lack of infrastructure, cold chain, and technology. So even demand forecasting on the right time will help the farmer to produce right quantity. There is Chandan Kumar, I think, now, who's raised hand.
Chandan Kumar, kindly unmute yourself. I think he went.
Okay.
So, sir, I would like to ask you that means in between your presentation also you gave many advices to the students. So what will be the one advice you would like to give to the upcoming students who are going to start their own career as an entrepreneurs or agripreneurs, we can say?
Exactly. Now, first thing is to understand market. Which market you want to enter, and go and study the market in detail. Let us take example of a fruit market. So go and see, for example, which market you want to go and work. For example, you want to go and work in a Chennai market. Chennai being a market, Chennai being a bigger market. Look at what is the market offering, what are the needs in the market, who are the competitors, and look at your own company or your own startup, what it can offer, which satisfies the needs in the market. There are various needs. For example, customer may are not getting fresh product. Customer may not get some exclusive products which are very local to that market, or customers are not getting imported products at a good value. Look at the needs. First, look at understand the market, understand the industry, understand the competition, and talk to the consumers, understand the needs in the market. So when you understand the needs and try to place your product to satisfy the undefined or the needs which are defined in the market, then create a company, create a process flow, create people. So people should be there to service the needs, create a business plan, and this business plan should have people, technology, finance, all that to support, and then you will be able to launch. So first is to understand the needs of the market, needs of the consumer, and put up a business plan about it. Unmute.
There's a question from Sushmita Raj.
Yes, please.
She's asking, most of the e-commerce marketing apps, they're doing grading and sorting and taking only top graded grades, leaving the rest. These farmer demotivate and sell to local traders as a whole lot. How can you address this challenge?
See, addressing this challenge is with the farmer only. So one is we have to improve the production quality. So the technology or the whatever agri inputs used, so see that we get the best technology. But also it is also segmenting the market. So you are servicing premium market, you are servicing mid market, you are servicing discount market or a market at a value market. I don't say low market. So premium market would pay 15 rupees. The mid market would pay 10 rupees and the value market would pay 9 rupees. So you have to play the game accordingly. If you want to produce high quality product and service to the premium market, and you have to produce accordingly. It's about production, demand, and the quality. So I would pay more for the quality, for the taste. I would pay less for the low quality, low ambience. So you need to manage that accordingly in terms of which market you are servicing. If you're servicing premium market through e-commerce, you have to produce good quality product. If you're not able to do that, you have various channels. It could be mandi or a discount store, so where you can service. So it's all about supplying to the demand and to the position.
Yeah. So the next question is, one of our participant is saying that I have rich experience of sales marketing in agriculture, that is seeds and animal feed. So he would like to ask one question, that which sector has right time to enter for business in agribusiness?
Yeah, sorry. So he wants to enter which industry? In the same industry, agri input industry?
Yeah, like seed and animal feed.
Okay. So he wants to start his business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I'm saying, do this study, understand the market, which market you're working, understand the needs, where the products are. It could be you can enter into distribution, or you can enter into production, you can enter into retailing, or you can go and do sales. Look at the opportunities, or create your own product in this and go and target market depending upon your funds availability, depending upon the business you have and the backup you have. You can understand, you can enter. But it is about understanding. We always call, there is a saying, there is a small word called PESTL. First, you should understand political environment, economic environment, social environment, technical environment, and legal environment. PESTL thing, and then understand the industry, how the industry is, size of the industry, who are the players, who are the competitors, and who are the customers, how the customer is serviced. So if you can understand and dissect the industry in detail, definitely we will do. So look at macro environment, micro environment, and customer. You will succeed. And I can support if anybody wants a business idea to be incubated and launched, definitely I can give strategic advice.
There's someone named Ajab who has raised his hand.
Yeah.
Kindly unmute yourself and ask the question, or drop your question in the chat box, please. I think Miss, yes, Sushmita ma'am, I'll just share it, sir's email ID in the groups, so that you can contact him or mail him directly. Okay, sir, I think by mistake, Mr. Rajab must have raised his hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Your topic was really different from the topics covered till now. No doubt the participants would have gained ample knowledge about the opportunities and challenges in the retailing sector. Very patiently and perfectly, you answered all the questions of the participants. I'm thankful to you for it. And we, the team Just Agriculture, is greatly to you for giving your valuable time and for such a knowledgeable session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. All the best for everybody, and hope you do great in your careers, in your businesses. Wish you good luck. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving towards our next session, now I would like to call our next host, Miss Himani ma'am. Ma'am, have you joined the session?
Yeah, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am, you are clearly audible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Participants, just wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Our guest is joining the session so that we can start.
Ma'am, you can start now. The guest has joined.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So yeah, a very warm good evening to everyone present over here. Myself, Himani Gautam, and I'm taking over the next session. I just want to welcome our next guest speaker, Dr. Piyusha Sharma. She is Assistant Professor, Agriculture and Life Sciences Department, Deshbhakti University, Mandi, Govindgarh. So ma'am has done her bachelor's in life science from Himachal Pradesh University, Shimla, and master's in biotechnology from Department of Biotechnology, Lovely Professional University, Jalandhar. Master of Philosophy in Biotechnology from Lovely Professional University, Jalandhar, and PhD in Biotechnology from Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Startup, Deshbhakti University, Mandi, Govindgarh. And ma'am has guided more than 8 master's research projects. So currently, ma'am is working as assistant professor at School of Life Sciences, Deshbhakti University, Mandi, Govindgarh. Beside this, ma'am is serving as a coordinator, entrepreneur development department, nodal officer, IPR cell, nodal officer, institutional innovation council, and coordinator for criteria 7 in NAC. And also, ma'am has conducted and participated in many events, webinars, and seminars which are related to IPR, innovation and motivational talks, exhibitions, and boot camps. And ma'am is also working as coordinator for IPR cell, involved in patent filing, and mentor students and other staff. So ma'am has also served as officiating head of department at Department of Department of Agricultural Sciences or Life Sciences for 4 years, and ma'am has also served as an admission cell coordinator for admission and counseling of students and their parents, and also served as in charge of examination cell of the university for overall smooth conduct of semester and yearly examination in different departments and schools of the universities. So previously, ma'am has served as assistant professor at Shulini Institute of Life Sciences and Business Management, Solon, wherein ma'am was in charge of bioinformatics facility, which is and involved in research with fellow departments. So ma'am has attended more than 25 conferences and workshops, and ma'am has published 4 patents. Ma'am has awarded with Best Faculty Award. And coming to the publication, Dr. Sharma has published numerous research papers in various reputed journals. And today, Dr. Piyusha Sharma is going to deliver a talk on protection of innovative dreams. So, ma'am, Team Just Agriculture is honored to have you on board. And now, without wasting much time, I would like to request you to enlighten our participants of Agriculture 4.0 with your vast knowledge. So, welcome, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, ma'am, you're audible and visible.
Fine. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome from my side extended towards all the dignitaries, experts, faculty members, and dear students who are here on this platform of 15-day International Online Training Cum Workshop Program organized by Scouts Kashmir, Just Agriculture, the E-Magazine, and AEEFWS Society Punjab. Starting with my presentation, I would like to request the organizing team to share the slides, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Our team is sharing the slides in a while.
Sure. So starting with the presentations, theme of my presentation is IPR, that is intellectual property rights. And to define it more beautifully, I have given it a title, that is protection of innovative dreams. Let me brief you about what we are going to hear or learn in next half an hour. Next slide, please. So we are going to discuss what are intellectual property rights, how many type of IPR are there, how does organizations develop them and protect them, what is the role of government and intellectual organizations in IPR, how to differentiate between patentable and non-patentable features. Let me brief you about what we are going. Intellectual property rights, the phrase that is made up of three words, that is intellectual, property, and rights. When we hear about intellectual word, that is thoughts, vision, and ideas. The property words, when we hear this word, the things that come to our mind is land, house, vehicle that legally owned by us. Rights that takes us back to our school days in civics book in civil rights, that is right to speech, right to move, right to equality, etc. So this means when we value our thoughts, ideas, and protect them legally as our owned property, it becomes our right to use it for our financial benefit and prohibit anyone else to use it without our permission. That is called intellectual property rights. When we talk about innovation or invention, it does not mean scientific ideas only. Every one of us can not be Sri Abdul Kalamji, but we all are unique in our own way. Secondly, IPR is not field specific. Like if you belong to agriculture, you can only file plant patents. No, it is not qualification based or degree based. Many of us might be having art of writing poems, but we think, write, and forget. As we are Indians, so we are well known for doing jugaad. For almost each and everything, we do it and forget. Sometimes we use some gadgets or electronic devices at home and face some trouble using it. We usually pass a statement, "Kash isme aisa hota to zyada easy hota," but we adjust and forget. But when we start taking ourselves seriously and give value to our thoughts, they become IPR. It's just a creation of our mind. IPRs are further characterized into patents. Next slide, please. As this slide depicts, that IPR is creation of our minds. IPR is further categorized into patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, geographical indications, and plant variety rights. Next slide, please. Why do we have IPRs? What are the benefits of IPRs? IPR give us recognition, self-confidence, as many of us might think that others are more intelligent than us. If we give importance to our thoughts and we file patents, it develop confidence over our thoughts, develop environment of protection for creativity. Next slide. It also provides us financial benefits. We earn from our patents when we file IPR. We protect them for our own exclusive use. We can rent it to other companies or industries and exploit our own patents for earning. Next slide, please. Some of the youngest patent holders. First one, Hrideshwar Singh Bhatti, Indian inventor. He's at the age of 9. He filed a patent that is a 6-player variant of chess. We all know about chess game and we all know that it is played by 2 players. But this Mr. Bhatti has invented a new chess to which a 6 players can also play at a time. The next one, Vishalini NC, Indian inventor. At the age of 7, she invented automatic multifunctional life rescue flood house. Similar way, Samuel Thomas, he is a British inventor. At the age of 5, he invented sweeping device with 2 heads. You can Google them and see details and just think if they can do, you can also do. Next slide, please. Coming back to the topic, the current slide shows certain pics of brands of shoes, jeans, watches, and online shopping sites. These are the trademarks that help you identify the brands like Nike, Adidas, Puma. Whenever we see these symbols, these names, it comes to our mind about the brand. Next slide. In similar way, these symbols also memorize about the brands. Like if you see the Coca-Cola, it is an example of trade secret for formula and trademark as well. The Honda, it is the example of trademark and design patent. Nokia phone, it is the example of trademark and design patent again. BBC and CNN, these are the examples of copyright for content. Next slide. This is a bike, we all know. This is an example of design patent, which can be also said an industrial design patent. Every design of this bike, like its front view, its back view, its seat, its tires, everything is an individual design patent for the industry. Next slide. This is the example of copyrights. The literary work that we have, the musical, like lyrics of the songs, or their music, recordings, the dramatic works, and the artistic works. These all fall under copyright law of IPR. Next slide. This slide shows the type of IPRs, like intellectual property is differentiated into two IPRs, that is industrial property and the copyright and related rights. Industrial right is further divided into industrial design, trademarks, trade secrets, patents, geographical indications, and plant variety, farmer's right. Next slide. What is an invention? According to the section 2, the invention, it means a new product or process involving an inventive step and capable of industrial application. Invention does not mean that you have to think of something that does not exist till date. Rather, it can be any change or amendment in existing prior art that enhances its efficiency and applicability. Like we have phones. Earlier, we used to have landlines. Then we had walkie-talkies, and then we have mobile phones. Mobile phones in form of shape, they were heavy. Then thin phones came, then very sleek phones came. Then they were developed with a camera, then front camera, then two cameras, and nowadays we are having phones having more than three cameras in it. And then the Android applications, all these things, all these applications came on with new applications and new efficiency of the phone. So all these apps or features has enhanced its applicability. Invention should be novel, new, have enhanced features or application, and should not be published or available publicly, though any mode. IPR laws also define what cannot be patented under Section 3 and Section 4. Next slide, please. These are the IPR laws of India. I've briefly given them in a tabular form, and this slide is just to sensitize the viewers that these laws were available since very long, but we are still not aware about them. Like if you can see in the slides, the Copyright Act was given in 1957, the Patents Act was given in 1970, the Design Act in 2000, the Trademarks Act in 1999, the Geographical Indication of Goods in 1999, and the same way other acts. But still, we does not know about the IPR and its benefits, and we prefer research papers, we prefer book printings, we prefer book chapters, but many of us don't prefer patents. Next slide, please. We can file patents through these offices. They are available at patent office at Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. But to file the patents, we do not require to reach these offices. On the online application app is available on Google. Next slide. These are the type of IPRs: trademarks, copyrights, patents, and trade secrets. The trademarks, when it is issued, it is for lifelong, as in use. Copyrights are given for more than 70 years. Patents are issued for 20 years from filing date or 15 to 20 years from grant date. Trade secrets are indefinite. I've already discussed about the trademarks, the copyrights, and the patents. That both are trademarks. These are the simple words or phrases or symbols that are used to define a brand. Copyrights are a literary work, the graphics, the sounds, the articles, and the books. Patents are a new utility patents or design patents or plant patents. Trade secrets like formulas or anything which is a secret of a particular business. Next slide, please. Patents. Patents are further divided into three: utility patent, design patent, and plant patent. Utility patent is the process or machine or composition of a matter manufacture that we patent. Design patents are the design or the we can aesthetic looks of a product. Plant varieties include asexually reproduced any distinct new variety of plant, including cultivated spores, mutants, hybrids, and new seedlings. Next slide. Coming over to the industrial designs constitutes the ornamental or aesthetic aspects of an article. It may consist of three-dimensional features such as shape or two-dimensional features such as patterns, lines, and color. Next slide. Trademarks, as we have already discussed in our previous slides, that is a symbol, which may be a word, symbol, label, device, name, anything, its color, which distinguish it from other products which are already available in market. Trademarks, when are designated, are given by three symbols, that is TM, SM, and R. TM are defined for those products which are unregistered trademarks but used to promote brand or goods. Unregistered means that they are filed for the registration, but because of the procedure time, they are still not granted. SM is given for the unregistered trademarks that is used to promote a brand or a service. These are also given for the services that are under procedure of registration. R is given to the brand which are already registered. Next slide. Advantages of trademark: it protects your goodwill in business. It gives you a name and brand which helps in your identification. It gives a product a status of branded product and secure it from infringement by the other companies. Next slide, please. Copyright is given for the literary work. It is given for all the musical compositions, for example, artistic work, writing, pictorial work, etc. It should be original. It should be fixed, tangible medium. It cannot be in the author's mind. It should be transformed onto a medium such as writing, sculpture, or musical work. Next slide, please. Then come the geographical indications. GI is used to identify product along with its place of origin. Product may be available anywhere throughout India or abroad, but GI gives value to its place of origin. Next slide, please. These slides give us some of the examples of GIs, like Darjeeling tea, it is of West Bengal. Mysore silk, it is of Karnataka. Kullu shawl, it is of Himachal Pradesh. Fulkari, that is of Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan. Bikaneri bhujia, we all are aware about these words. This belongs to Rajasthan. These products are GIs. They are registered as geographical indications, and as well as we hear about Fulkari, it immediately comes to our mind that it is a native of Punjab. It shared it GI with Haryana and Rajasthan as well. So GIs are important in giving the importance to the place where it is developed. Next slide. Plant breeders' right and farmers' right. Rights granted to plant breeders who is originator, owner of variety. It is guaranteed for period of 15 to 20 years. Includes breeders' exemption and farmers' privilege too. Plant patent protection was started by Germany in 1866 and followed by many other countries having their own rules to protect plant variety. International Union for Protection of New Plant Variety UPOV was established in harmonized PBR laws. Plants should have 4 features in order to get patented, that is novelty, distinctiveness, uniformity, and stability. Breeders' exemption include a law for protection of plant breeders' right and right of plant breeders that modify the existing seed and develop a new variety, but should take permission and give appreciation to initial breeder. In the same way, farmers' privilege includes rights of farmers, those use protected variety of seeds. They can sow them, harvest them, and get new seeds. He can use these seeds, but cannot sell them further. Farmers' right. Under this right, those farmers that use seeds, collect genetic resource, develop it, and conserve it should be also benefited as the plant breeders use this genetic resource to develop new modified variety with better yield. So the farmers who protect the seeds, who store it, and, that is we call as genetic resource, they develop it, conserve it, and store it. All the plant breeders take these seeds and develop new varieties. They develop new varieties with new better yield and earn. Even the industries earn. So the farmer who is storing those seeds should also get the mutual benefit. Next slide, please. These are certain examples of plants that are patented with a patent number. Any of the invention which is patented get a patent number, which is a unique identification number of that patent. Next slide, please. In my previous slides, we have talked about exemptions. Exemptions, what are the features that are not patentable? What are the objects or varieties or anything that cannot be patented? All these falls under section 3 and section 4. I'll briefly describe them. In section 3A, all the inventions that goes against the natural laws. That is, whenever we see any of the machines working in our labs, everything, we never say that it has 100% efficiency. Even the sanitizer that we use to sanitize our hands or Dettol, it is also having a caption written on the product that it is 99.9%, it kills 99.9% germs. That means this is a natural law that nothing is 100% safe, nothing is 100% in performance. But if we say any of the machines that is having 100% performance, these type of inventions does not have patentable features. Section 3B. Section 3B gives inventions contrary to public morals, like gambling machines or housebreaking devices or anything that causes the health issues to the animals, plants, or environment does not come under patentable features, like biological fair material. Next slide, please. Section 3C. Section 3C gives anything existing in nature, maybe in living or form or non-living form. Whatever is already existing in nature is not patentable. Next slide, please. Any new form of known substances are also not having features of patentability. Like we have substances and we change its form. We cannot say that it is also patentable. Section 3E says making mixtures of known substances. If we have certain substances and we mix them all, we cannot say that the new coagulation that is formed is having patentable features. Similarly, in section 3F, arrangement or rearrangement of devices, like we put torch on bucket. Bucket is having its own use and torch is also having its own use. They both are performing their own functions, but we put them together, we cannot say that it is a new device which can be patented. Similarly, in 3H, methods of agriculture and horticulture, processes of medical surgical diagnostics, the basic things which are existing in nature, the basic processes which we are already practicing, they all cannot be patented. Like in section 3J, the naturally present plants and animals, their part or whole plant, like seeds, varieties, species, they cannot be patented. In section 3K, mathematical methods, 3L, fictitious art like drama or TV serials, they cannot be patented. However, they fall under copyright, but they cannot be patented. Next slide. Mere schemes and rules of playing games, presentation of information, topography and integrated circuits. All these things does not come under patentable. The traditional knowledge, whatever is present in our holy books or any of the books which relate to our tradition, is not patentable. Anything which is related to atomic energy is also not patentable. Next slide, please. Coming on to the procedure of filing a patent. When we file a patent, we have to note it down, write it, and then we submit it for the patenting. The patenting office search it for the prior existing art. They search it for finding the novelty in it. They search it in India as well as abroad. Throughout the world, they search for this existing art. If they find that the submitted patent it does not exist, there is no prior art existing similar to the one which is filed, they file it and give it a unique identification number. After its filing, it takes around 18 months to get it published in the patent journals, and from the date of publication, we are given 2 years of time. Under these 2 years, we have to file an application for the grant of the patent. After filing the application for the grant of the patent, the examination is done of the patent, then whatever objections are given by the experts of the patent office, so we have to file a compliance against those objections, and it is then again re-examined. After re-examination, it can be accepted or it can be rejected. Once it is accepted, a certificate is issued and it is finally registered, that we call as a grant of patent. After this grant, we can use it commercially and exploit it to earn. Next slide, please. These are some of the forms which we have to fill in order to file our patent. Form 1 is used for filing a patent initially, after which the searching and drafting and filing is involved. After we file it, a form 2 is generated which have the complete specification of the patent, that is its claims, whatever given in the patent, and the abstract which defines it further. Form 9, if we have to, like I have already discussed, that publishing takes 18 months of time, but if we want to speed up the process, we have to file a Form 9, which gives us advantage of doing it early publication. After filing an early publication application, we can get our patent filed within 1 or 2 months. After that, to request for the examination or grant, we file a Form 18, after which our patent is examined and we get a first examination report, and then hearing is done if applicable, and after that we get the grant of the patent. I would like to mention over here that government, in order to motivate our youngsters to file the patent, they have reduced the filing patent fees about 85%. And they have also introduced one scheme that is known as Kapila scheme, which according to which we get all the reimbursement of our payment after IPR is done. Next slide, please. This is a simple 2 case studies, that is turmeric case and neem case. The turmeric was filed as an US patent by University of Mississippi Medical Center for use of turmeric for wound healings in year 1995. Dr. R.A. Maheshkar, CSIR, challenged and requested to re-examination in 1996. All the claims of patents of US was rejected because during the re-examination, whatever the proceedings or conclusions was given by the CSIR to the patent office, they were accepted, and the claims of US for the turmeric patent was rejected, and finally in 1998 it was given back to India. In neem case also, one of the US timbers merchant Robert Larson imported neem seeds from India to US in 1971. He developed a new extract known as Margesan O in 1985. He sold this formula to a multinational chemical corporation, W.R. Grace and Company, in 1988. Japanese and US made patents over neem formulation and restricted Indian companies for making neem emulsions. This happened in year 1992. Against this, one of our NGOs, NEEM campaign was run to protect indigenous knowledge system and they challenged the European US patents on grounds of biopiracy in 1993. The European Patent Office accepted Indian scientists' arguments and US patents order was rejected to award it to W.R. Grace and Company. These are the two cases which sensitize us further that IPR is important to save our traditional knowledge, to save our thoughts, and to save our ideas. Next slide, please. In my previous slide, I just acknowledged all the people. Previous slide, please. Yes. I would like to acknowledge all the people from where I took this material to prepare my presentation. I referred materials from different authors, books, magazines, journals, and workshops, IPR guides. I thank everyone. And this slide was just made to develop a society and on non-profitable basis. I thank everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for covering such an important topic. As we know, IPRs, we almost know about IPRs, our intellectual property rights, and it's very crucial, and you have delivered a very informative talk on this. So thank you so much for joining, ma'am, and I thank you from the behalf of entire team of Just Agriculture.
Thank you so much, Himani. I thank Utkarsha ma'am also for giving me this opportunity to deliver my lecture over here. And I really apologize for keeping you wait in the initial stage. There was some error in the connectivity, so I couldn't join beforehand. And apologize
No
to
problem,
the audience and to the organizers as well.
No problem, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So yeah, dear participants, for the next session, we'll join after 10 minutes, like at 7:15 p.m. And for that session, a separate link will be shared with all of you in your respective WhatsApp groups. So meet you there, and kindly join the link at 7:15 p.m.
Shambag here.